Perfect, perfect. Hello and welcome everyone back to the Collective Minds podcast. Tonight you got me, Astral, and Nathan.
What up?
Jay's out for today. He's having a little bit of sickness or some stuff going around. We're all getting it. But wanted to, go into that real quick, Nathan, with the whole like cutting stuff up, making different videos. Rumble, dude, is blowing up.
Excellent. Congratulations.
Yeah, I think we're at like 160 something subscribers. Every video is getting like way more. I was looking through YouTube the other day and it's just bullshit. Each video going down 15, 20. And I mean it's nothing until you break the algo, which it's like people are on there going, you guys should have way more than this. And people
Hmm.
like some people really like listening, but YouTube's trash. So pretty much it just kind of works. It's like Alex Jones 360 win because now we can talk about whatever the fuck we want to talk about
Hmm.
without getting banned. So
Yep,
even
we don't got
shadow
to
ban.
tiptoe around the gatekeepers of YouTube and
Yeah,
the internet.
fuck them all. We don't have to deal with that no more. Oh, it's a couple topics before we hit that big one. I want to kind of want to bring up. I saw this. So your ideas on artificial intelligence, right? It's getting more prevalent in today's day and age, of course. And I just listened to a thing by Elon Musk. He was saying that pretty much we're all superhumans already, and it's because we have a phone, computer. I mean, even like your Xbox, the thing you play video games on, has more, it's versatile and able to get so much connectivity and information through it just by itself. I mean, the useless stuff that we're talking today. I mean, light bulbs today have more access to information than the president did 30 years ago. Allegedly,
Yep.
allegedly,
Smart tech.
smart tech. And then I just watched this commercial as I was going through some research, and a commercial pops up, new GMC or something, and it's got hands-free driving. And the commercials, they're just sitting there, and all of a sudden he puts it in, he lifts his hands up, and they start clapping or some shit together. But weird. What do you think about AI being put in personal vehicles like that? Like, why do we need a car to drive us around by itself?
Well, of course, they're going to come at it from the approach of safety first. It's going to eliminate so many road accidents, and they're going to highlight all the death numbers. They're going to do everything that they did with COVID and every other. Never let a good what go to waste. Is it never let a good?
I know what you're
What's
talking
that
about.
famous? The famous. Anyways, we'll find a different word. So they're never going to let a crisis. Never let a good crisis go to waste.
Mm,
And so that's what they're going to do with all this technology to get people that are, a little iffy on it on board. They're going to highlight all the ways it's going to save people time. It's going to save people energy. It's going to save the planet. It's going to save, people from car accidents and all sorts of stuff. Personally, I think it's just another way to restrict us and put us a little bit more under the boot. There was a saying I saw a while back, I can't quote it verbatim, but it was along the lines of slaves don't own their own property, they don't own their own means of transportation, they don't own their own weapons, they don't. And it was going through
mm.
all these things, and if it was, you can see how back, turn of the century in the 1800s, how there was slavery, and you relate it to them and think, well, look at how far we've come. But if you think about it, that same kind of thing is being done to us today in the name of convenience and safety. They're slowly taking everything away from us. So what do I think
Convenience and
about
safety.
AI, smart cars driving us around, self-driving cars? I think it's like a wolf in sheepskin kind of thing. We're gonna be excited that this is where we're at. Hey, I can sift through my Instagram and Twitter feed while I'm on my way to work. But if they're going to have if they're going to do this self-driving thing, they're going to have to get all vehicles eventually converted to self-driving. And I mean, otherwise, you can't have a bunch of robot vehicles and then a bunch of non-AI, human driving vehicles buzzing around them. It's going to lead to accidents that shouldn't be happening as far as they're concerned. So I think it's convenient, and we'll probably feel pretty good about ourselves at first, but we're going to deeply regret it in the future. Heck, your 1998 whatever Geo Prism or Toyota Honda Civic, whatever is going to
Honda
be
Civic.
worth. Yeah, it could be worth freaking 5 times. It could be worth infinitely more than it is now, just because we're going to have one of those vehicles that's not run by a bunch of computer chips and some company from a satellite.
Got him. Keep you connected, eh?
That's right.
It's
Keep you on
crazy.
the grid.
That's like the electric vehicles when I first heard about those or saw one. It's like, why would you want to drive a car that made no sense unless you were, or like made no sound because it makes no sense unless you were like robbing, doing something bad. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like, I was
Creeping
like,
up on people.
yeah, it's creepy, you know.
Yeah.
And then like I actually increased the exhaust sound on my truck, and I love it. I love people, you know what I mean? No one accidentally turns their blinker on and runs into you because they can
That's
hear me
right.
coming. You know,
Yep.
it's not obnoxious, but it's like they know you're here.
Yep.
And people actually, I've yet since had it installed, had anyone try to do it. And when I had my car before, and it was quieter unless you're romping on it. I'd have people all the time trying to get over and hit me. So I always
Hmm.
thought that was kind of stupid. And I don't know, everyone likes that sound, you know,
Yeah.
old
I do
muscle
too.
cars and yeah.
You're the roar of the engine. Absolutely.
Yeah, riding it. And then they're like, I don't like that. That's
Mm.
silly. I like it being quiet. And now they're like, I don't even want to touch it. It's gross.
Yeah, we have some neighbors over here who have the electric vehicle, and they have a unique sound to them now because I heard they were so quiet that it was causing issues.
Yeah.
People not hearing people coming or whatever the issue was, and then driving into them. And so they have a very distinct sound now, these electric vehicles. I can't imitate it, but
Oh, I
it's
can.
okay.
It goes, gay.
Gay, 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 gay.
Oh fuck. That's funny. Right on, right on. So
Yeah.
yeah, AI, no bueno. I mean, it's
Yep,
surrounding us.
they're going to
We're
start with our
actually
cars, and then like you said, everything's connected. The fridges are connected. Our security cameras, that's one thing that really
mm,
gets me going. I like the idea that security cameras, like home security systems, are connected, because in a sense, but other ways I'm just disgusted by it, because if you look at, like, what is it, the ring lights and the ring
mm-hmm.
security cameras, we got that on our house. And they have like a social media kind of page where you can upload, if there's some kind of situation that happens, you can upload the video onto this site, the Ring website, and everyone can view it and comment or whatever. And so, in some sense, you are again trading privacy and freedom for security and conveniency. It's like, let's check on how things are going at the house. You turn on the app on your phone, and boom, there you are. But it's like, holy crap, anybody could do that. We've all seen the videos of hackers hacking into, like, the smart thermometer of the house
Yeah.
and cranking the heat up. And oh god, dude, I mean, look at, what was that Disney movie called, Smart House, back in the day, where the house
Mm.
gets, it becomes self-aware, and it's like, nope, you guys aren't going anywhere, and it locks them in, and it like starts going
Oh,
nuts.
you
Yeah,
said
it's great.
Disney like back in mid 2000s.
That's right, that's right.
Yeah, I remember that. Even crazier now, Nathan, it's violating the Fourth Amendment because there's it's starting to pop up. Police now are like getting a hold of the company for Ring and other companies with different wireless camera systems and getting a hold of your camera, whether actively using it or getting the recorded feed off of it without a warrant.
Oh, without a warrant. Of
Mm-hmm.
course they would. See,
Mm-hmm.
the thing that really gets me is how relaxed everybody has gotten about this. If you and I would have been having this conversation back in when we were, I don't know, 2000s, we'll say 2000, early 2000s, people would have thought we were nuts. And I say
Mm.
that because I specifically remember telling my mother, back when I first kind of started getting privy to what's going on. I was like, they're listening to us through our phones. They're recording our conversation. Oh, get out of here, Nathan. Why would they do that? Now you tell people, because I was going through Snapchat, Google, all the privacy agreements that they make, like 70 to 100 pages long, full
No
of
one
this
reads.
super, yeah, nobody reads them. And so I had a Slack group that when I worked at T-Mobile. And so I told my whole store, employees, coworkers, I said, you wouldn't believe it. And I screenshot the privacy agreement and highlighted the parts where Google, etc., they all say that they can access your, basically any file on your phone, your audio
Mm-hmm.
recordings, your video, your location, your
Location
internets,
to the foot.
everything. Yeah.
Location to the foot.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I didn't even know it got that precise, but
Mm-hmm.
they can look at everything in live time if they want. And of course, they say, well, they'll do it if there is if there is a warrant issued for surveillance on somebody. But
Hmm.
obviously, that is it, that is a system that could easily be abused.
Mm,
So
yeah. Now they're doing it without a warrant.
and so yes, and so what I guess I got off track there for a second, but when I told my coworkers this at T-Mobile, they're like, "Yeah, so yeah, okay." Like it's like, what do you mean okay? So you're okay. I mean, we all are on the phone when we're on the toilet, when we're showering. I mean, we take the thing everywhere with us. It really makes me think a lot deeper about that all-seeing eye, the tip of the pyramid, and how basically street cameras, street light cameras. I mean, it's everywhere.
Hmm.
I mean, if you run the show, how easy would it be to just be anywhere at any time?
Well, people should have started asking questions when you can look at your front doorstep, or the government can, live via satellite imagery.
Yep,
That's interesting. Because then what? You got thermal, put a thing, you know what I mean? We got Snapchat filters. They got like thermal filters, look through your house filters, look through your
yep,
underwear filters, X-ray. You know what I mean? We're working with old technology here, and they're
that's right.
shooting it from somewhere, allegedly outer space, you
Yep,
know?
and the best part is we've always been under the impression that the government is at least 50 years more advanced than us in the
Mm-hmm.
technology. So whatever we're dealing with, just downloading it off the, I mean, we're not even talking like hacker status, high tech, apps and equipment. We're
Mm-hmm.
talking base level, average Joe getting it off the Play Store or the App Store kind of stuff. You can do all these things you're talking about. And it really leads, I mean, it's like we should be questioning everything we were ever told at this point, because look at, they have videos now where you can do deep fakes of people having sex, or deep fakes of people saying whatever the hell they want. So how
Mm-hmm.
can we not? I mean, look at the app where you can say whatever you want, and then Arnold Schwarzenegger will come out and say it, or Rick and Morty or whatever. They will
Mm-hmm.
say whatever you want. And it's like, okay, so every bit of video evidence, audio recordings, everything is now subject to being scrutinized, because who's to say that 50 years tech, that means back in like the 70s and 80s, they would have been easily dealing with what we have right now in the palm of our hands.
Mm-hmm.
Scary.
That is scary. That's why I believe that maybe everything that's going on with the US and everything is that, we've always been the superpower and we help everyone, everything, that we don't already control all these other countries. They just play by kind of like the rules. And not that it's a country that's running it, it'd be elites, but this is like their face of it,
Mm-hmm.
land of the free. I mean, we're always the guy kicking down the doors and blowing up kids and shit for the freedom or whatever, and nobody does anything about it. The last
Or
time we
if they do, then you got Miss Hillary Clinton saying, "We came, we saw, he died."
yeah,
That's
the
going to be
last
you.
time we got attacked on our own, well, other than, I'm not gonna say 9/11. I'm gonna say 1900 something, back when Germany attacked us.
Oh, yes. Well, another good one is, well, this is actually just having to do with the 9/11 subject. So I remember back 2001 when we were attacked, I was at school. And I remember it was actually, no, a couple days later, there was a website called E-Bombs World, I think is what it was called.
Hmm.
And anyways, there was like stick figure games you could play, all sorts of fun games. And there was one where you could shoot terrorists that were stick figures. And anyways, my buddy was telling me while I was playing this game at school that on that website he saw that they flew a simulation of the path that the 740 or 737, what was it, the whatever the airliners were that flew into the
Mm-hmm.
Twin Towers. They said that it was like you would take a professional. You can't just be some amateur who practiced on flight simulator, jump in a hijacked an airliner and then fly it through the city like that and miss all the other buildings on the way and boom, nail those buildings the way they did. And I had this game called Flight Simulator 2000 for
Mm-hmm.
my computer back then. And so I went home and I said, you know what? I'm going to get one of these planes. I'm going to try to fly it into the Twin Towers. And I mean, I was in like seventh grade. I didn't really grasp the severity of what that day really was. But yeah, so I'm trying over and over to fly these damn airplanes. And I mean, I'm about doing barrel rolls and stuff through the city trying to hit these towers. And I finally did. But when I think back of like what it took for me to get that plane through and into
Mm-hmm.
to get the buildings, it was there's no way that plane would have gone down. It would have hit something. It would have lost control and stalled out. So, anyways, I finally hit the building. This is stupid kid stuff, but I ran out and I told my mom, "Mom, I did it. I hit the Twin Towers." My mom was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And I'm like, I got this game and I tried it and and she's like, she started losing her shit, and good for her, because like I said, I wasn't really grasping the severity of that situation,
Yeah.
what happened to us. And she's like, do you even understand what happened? How many people lost their lives? And little old me, I'm sitting here, trying to basically disprove a conspiracy theory that, potentially planes didn't hit the buildings, that it was a controlled demolition, all the stuff, by playing a game. And I'm out there bragging to my mom that I was able to do it and that the conspiracy theory was wrong. Well, anyways, long story short, mom is not a conspiracy theorist. She did not appreciate that at all. She made me write a freaking paper, to her, a 2-page essay on why what I did was wrong, and
Oh,
what that
wow.
meant to me, and blah blah blah. But
Hmm.
anyways, the point is, we brought up 9/11, and there's all these theories that things, we're told, happen because of, we saw it on TV, the news,
Deep
whatever.
fakes.
Deep fakes. Now, I wasn't there. I can't say one way or another, but all I can say is question everything, because we just believe effortlessly. We don't even do our own research anymore. Oh,
Hmm.
so and so said it. That's a credited source in my book, so it happened.
Damn straight. Thermite. And if anyone wants to know more, actually, a little deep dive on 9/11, we do have that podcast available. So
Check it
we
out.
did on the anniversary last year. We actually hit that again. So make sure to check that out.